The Eye in the Storm is proud to present a special report Backstage Pass to Tarzan. Hi, my name is Mitchell Daniels, reporter for Eye in the Storm, Richardson's own student newspaper. And I'm here today to tell you that the musical Tarzan is going to be hitting the J. Clark Richardson Theater January 14th till 17th. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. I'm going to be taking you around today to introduce you to some of the cast members and some of the directors involved in the overall progress of the musical. It's going to be a great experience, so why don't you come along with me on Backstage Pass to Tarzan. And now, here is one of the stars of our show, Robbie, who plays the part of Tarzan. So Robbie, what were your first thoughts when you received that you got the role of Tarzan?
I was really excited and I was nervous at the same time, but I was having a main role. Having a main role is it's like one of those, revealing moments that it's just like, wow, they recognize my talent, and it's just like it's like your dream coming true. But obviously, once you're given a main role, you have to put every effort to make sure that you make sure this role is actually, like, you actually deserve this role. So I was very excited when I first heard that I was Tarzan, and also nervous, but mostly excited.
Now, there's also a young Tarzan as well. What do you think, I know in the Son of Man sequence, is it the Son of Man sequence that he grows up, that he shows him growing up? Yes.
Grows and changes into me, yeah.
How did you think that worked out? Are you enjoying?
Yeah, it absolutely. It looks very, very cool to see that transition of the young Tarzan to old Tarzan. It brings that, like, that vibe. It's just like, wow, that's amazing. Because yeah.
on your night, who plays young Tarzan? Just for those who might not be aware with the show.
Manjabi, she plays young Tarzan, night one. So that's my young Tarzan, Manjabi.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Robbie, and look forward to seeing the final production.
Thank you very much.
Congrats on the role.
Thank you.
So I'm here now with Jaleel, and Jaleel is the stage manager. So Jaleel, why don't you tell us a little bit about what the stage manager does and what you'll be doing during the production of Tarzan.
Okay, so my job is basically just to make sure that everyone else can do their job to the best of their ability. And during the show, I call the cues and stuff like that.
Are you looking forward to the show Tarzan?
Yep.
Now, just to clarify, once again, tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children, correct?
Yep.
And who can people see to buy tickets from?
They can go to anyone in the production to get tickets from, or Tyler.
Okay. Thanks so much for your time, Jaleel.
No problem.
And I'm now here with Summer, and now Summer, you play the part of Turk, correct?
Yes, I do.
Yep. So, has there been any challenges with that character at all that you found at all, or?
I'm trying to be as sassy as I can.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very sassy character, and I really want to show the audience that
Yes.
he's a lot of fun, like he is in the movie. So.
Now, I believe in the original Broadway version, it was actually played by Chester Gregory. Have you seen the Broadway version of this?
I have not.
No?
Have not.
Interesting. And then also, your part in the movie was actually played by, I believe it was Rosie O'Donnell.
It was.
Yes.
It was.
Both, very, very good
Amazing,
actors.
yes.
Do you think that you'll be better than them, or?
I will try to be as best as I can.
Excellent. Yeah.
But-
Well, I'm sure that you'll do a great job.
Thank
Thanks so much
you.
for your time,
Thank
Summer.
you.
And now I'm here with Mr. T, and he's head of the music department as well as director of music for the musical. What are your thoughts on the musical so far this year?
Well, it's coming along pretty well. We're in fairly good shape. I'll know better on Saturday once we finish our tech rehearsal how things are going, but I'm quite excited about it. It's a Disney musical, and that's always a good draw, so I'm very encouraged and excited about presenting this next week.
Now, this isn't actually the first Disney musical that they've done here at the school. There was also, I believe, Beauty and the Beast, correct?
That's correct, yes. This would be our second Disney musical, and I know when we did our last Disney, we sold out completely, so we're hoping to do something similar this year as well, too.
So buy your tickets at ASAP, right?
Absolutely, if you want to make sure you get a spot.
Yeah, and now also, we're always looking for new people in the program.
That's true.
So, did you maybe want to discuss a little bit how they can audition for the course?
Oh, absolutely. If you're interested in being part of musical theater, what you need to do is you have to obviously like to sing and like to act. And if you can do those things, then you select it on your option selection sheet. And once we see your names on the list, we call you up for an interview, call you out of class, and you'll be doing an audition. You'll also get some audition music to practice to prepare for that, and a monologue to prepare as well too. So you can do some acting for us and some singing.
And what about for Pit Band? If they're interested in joining as part of Pit Band, I know that you also run and you are the conductor of Pit
It's a
Band.
similar process for that as well too. If you're interested in being part of the Pit Band, you select it on your option selection sheet, and then I look at all the names that are not people already approved for the course. I go through and audition them or interview them if I know how they play, and they have an application as well too. And then I'll tell them if they're selected or not, or if they have to choose an alternate course.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. T.
You're welcome.
Look forward to seeing the musical.
I certainly do, and you too.
And now I'm here with Jack. Now, Jack is a member of set design. So, Jack, why don't you just tell me a little bit about your experience in the program? And
I'm in grade 11, so this is my second year doing set design. So last year I did Wizard of Oz, this year we're doing Tarzan.
yes.
I do most of the construction, and I go to the wood shop a lot and build all the stuff made of wood, and I build the larger scale things that we put on the stage.
Oh, yes. And I just wanted to just say that this... Now, you guys are currently working on the staircase, right?
Yeah, this is a giant staircase, so we're just decorating the front with a bunch of leaves and greenery so it looks like a jungle.
Looks phenomenal.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
And can't wait to see the finished product.
I hope it looks great.
And I'm now here with Lori, who's another member of set design. Now, she's going to talk to us a little bit about these rocks.
Yes, so what we did actually was we took old drama boxes for drama classes, we've used them, and we reused them, and we took balls of newspaper and we paper maché'd all over with the paper balls, and then we taped them over so they have like a flat surface, and then we used texturized paint to paint over the paper mache, and then we put brown paint, and then we dabbed with sponges over with some green mossy color paint, and then all we did really was wait for it to dry, and then we decorated it with nature looking sort of fake decorations. But yeah, those are really all the rock boxes were. They're really cool, and we also added some fake sort of bamboo-ish grass towards the bottom to make it more realistic, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
And now these also double as the gorilla nests, right? There's two of them, or four of them that we're able to use in the production to sit on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and look forward to seeing the final product. And I'm now here with Amanda, also known as Kay. And now you're mainly in the ensemble, and you play the part of an ape, right?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? You're in grade 9 this year. It's your first year in the program. Are you enjoying the program?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Have you... What's your all-time favorite part of the musical?
I really like Jane's song, and when Jane realizes there's creatures around her.
Oh, yes. Now, which song would that be, just for those who aren't aware? Is it the Waiting for This Moment?
Yeah, Waiting for This Moment, definitely.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time, Amanda. Have a great day. And now I'm here with Cassie, and Cassie is one of our choreographers for the musical. Now, Cassie, tell me, what do you think of this year's musical Tarzan?
I'm really excited for it. There's so many roles and there's so many opportunities for us to show what we can do, so very excited.
And what do you think was the most complicated dance that you had to choreograph?
The most complicated, I think, would be Son of Man and Waiting for This Moment, just because of all of the details that had to go into it. And it was like an entire group dance, so
Yes.
it took the most amount of time.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for your time. Look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
Now I'm here with Quinn Robinson, fellow reporter for Eye on the Storm, and also cast member of Tarzan. Now you play the part of Clayton, is that correct?
Yep, that is
So,
correct.
what do you think was your favorite part of the entire rehearsal process?
I think really everyone forming together, making this one beautiful show, to say. Theatrical
yes.
production. Everyone knowing the parts from different things and then just having the teamwork to bring it all together.
And we've got a great cast, very, very strong vocalists.
Very mixed with it. Very,
Yes.
yeah,
Now,
all like different.
how did you first hear about the musical?
I heard it from Cole.
Oh yes.
Last year, because I remember it was Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
So he was like cross-dressing, so I said, hey, I want to do that.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Quinn, and good luck playing the part of Clayton.
Thank you.
So now I'm here with Wayne, and Wayne, I should say, is our co-assistant producer. Hope I got that correct. Yeah. And so he's going to talk to us a little bit today about ticket sales, and would you like to?
Well, yeah, on my side of the job, I am involved a lot with ticket sales, customer relations, anything that goes on in and it's outside of the theater. And so we do sell tickets, which is $5 for children under 12 and $10 for children above 12 and $5 also for seniors. We are selling it for our evening shows, which are from the 14th through to the 17th of January at 7 p.m. Doors do open at 6:30 though.
And all proceeds go toward the music department and the future musicals, correct?
Yes, it does, and it helps us a lot to buy a lot of equipment that we have here. So when you do come and see a show, you'll see that the lights that we have are not for free.
Thank you so much for your time, Wayne?
No problem.
And now I'm here with Miss Smythe, and now Miss Smythe is our vocal coach in the music theater program. So, Miss Smythe, why don't you just tell us a little bit about, being that this is your first musical, what are your thoughts on the program?
Well, this is my first musical at J. Clark, and it's a really great experience. This is actually my 17th musical overall, so I've had a little bit of experience before. But as far as what's going on in this program, it's very new to me in that it's a very big collaboration between all of the arts classes, and I think it's really, really cool that the band and the set and the lighting tech design classes are all involved as well. It's completely student run, and I think it's just a really, really cool process to show that students can do anything. It's a really great process.
And now, you said you had done 17 other musicals? Mm-hmm. What were some of the other musicals that you've been involved with?
Oh, I have done musicals. I've been various roles. I've been on stage. I've been music conductor in front of the band. I've played in musicals as a French horn player and as a keyboard player. And I've been a vocal coach for many musicals as well. So my favorites, I had to say, would be a musical called All Shook Up, and also a musical called Beauty and the Beast, and Cats. There was also Fame the musical, and Seussical the musical. Those are just a few of my favorites that popped to the top of my head.
Oh yeah, and now you had mentioned Beauty and the Beast. Now that was actually the other Disney musical that J. Clark had done. Did you by chance ever get a chance to come and see the one that J. Clark did? Or?
I didn't. The only show I've seen J. Clark do was last year's Wizard of Oz, and that's because I wasn't living in this area. So when I moved here and started teaching at J. Clark, that's when they were doing the Wizard of Oz last year.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and look forward to seeing you for the musical. Now I'm here with Dana, and Dana plays the part of Kala. So, Dana, why don't you just mention a little bit about Kala for those who might not be completely familiar with that character.
So Kala is a gorilla. She's a female gorilla. She is Tarzan's mom, adopted mom. She rescued Tarzan after the gorilla took his parents, and she just took him in after that.
And also the mate to Kerchak, of whom I play. Kerchak is the leader of the tribe that Tarzan was basically brought into. And so what's been your all-time favorite musical that you've been in throughout the 4 years, being that you're in grade 12?
Well, I think this one is my favorite. If I had to choose a different one, I'd say Willy Wonka, my first year. I didn't have a really good, I didn't have lines or anything, but it was just amazing. The sets were all really good. The band was great. It just makes me really happy that it was a good musical.
Now, what part did you play in Willy Wonka?
Oompa Loompa number 1.
Nice. I remember my first year I was in Annie, and I played the part of Bert Healy. That was a lot of fun. And you, what did you play for Annie?
Cordell Hull, and I was the apple seller.
Yes. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, Dana?
No problem.
And look forward to seeing you as Kala.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now I'm here with Mr. Green, and Mr. Green is the head of the production class. And he's going to just talk to us a little bit about the production class. And would you like to?
Sure. Okay. Thanks, Mitchell. Okay, the production class is basically a very strange class. It's made up from grades 9 to 12, and there's about 20 students in it. And they are responsible for basically running all technical aspects of the musical theater production. What does that mean? Well, it means they provide stage management, they call all the cues, they do the lighting and sound. They're involved with the ticket sales, the whole business end of it. It makes the musical production profitable. It actually makes money for this thing. We run it like a business, and it's all done by the students. I think the biggest thing to understand about this course is that the teacher, myself, really doesn't do anything for the show. The students will run the show entirely on their own.
Now, prior to the show, though, at the beginning of the year, they are required to do strict exams, right?
Right. There's a number of tests that the students have to do. The most important test is a safety test because a lot of our students are working at heights, catwalks, and so forth. And they do a safety test in class. There's also one that's special training that they're given on equipment by a member of the school board. And this year they started a 7-hour training program that's mandated by the provincial government for working at heights. Beyond that, they study stage management, house management, lighting, and sound. And each one of those has some form of test or question. And it's pretty tough. It's quick pace. We move from one to another, and this is the way we find out the strengths and weaknesses of the students and where they're going to fit in best in the production.
And now, unless they pass the safety test, they aren't actually allowed to work in the theater, right?
Right. They can take the safety test as many times as they need to, but for, not just the safety of the individual, but all the crews working there, we need to know that everyone fully understands and fully is capable of being responsible in the theater.
And now, I know in the past you've hired on additional students to work, because we rent out the theater to the general public as well. Right. Did you maybe want to discuss a little bit about that?
That's actually handled by Mr. White outside of the musical theater project itself. But yeah, most of the people that are hired as theater technicians to work for the school are paid by school to work at presentations on weekends or evenings to groups that rent out our theater. All of them have taken the production course, got their basic training and their experience doing musical theater. And some of them work very hard, and some of the hours can be fairly long. But the pay is not minimum wage, for what I understand, and they do quite well for it.
And now, after high school, what are some of the opportunities that this course opens up for the students?
We've had one of our students go on to a program at Ryerson in theater doing production, and she's in her 3rd year now. There's also work opportunities, not just in Toronto, but here in in Ajax, a number of our graduates do work on a number of paid projects with various shows, festivals and things that the town puts on. And we've also had some people work at Canada's Wonderland, which is very heavily into the entertainment production area. So there's a lot of opportunities, whether it's part-time jobs, full-time study, or just keeping it as a hobby to go on to do theater, because local community theaters are always begging for people that can do this kind of stuff.
And now, when the school first opened, they didn't actually originally have a production class, correct?
That's my understanding. I wasn't here when the school first opened, or when they did their first musical. We'd have to ask Mr. Managing about that. But yeah, that was this was something that was pretty much all volunteer in the beginning.
Now, how did it come about that you became the production teacher?
Well, we did have one teacher that started. She was very good at it, but she left for another school after a number of years. Then we had a temporary replacement in for 1 year, and after that, I guess they put me as more or less full-time replacement with a lot of on-the-job training.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Green.
Well, thank you for asking.
Looking forward to the show.
Well, break a leg.
And now I'm here with Mr. White, and Mr. White is one of our directors of the music theater program. Now, Mr. White, why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience in the program and being a teacher and this is your 10th musical?
This is my 10th musical with the school, and I found the experience to be absolutely amazing. Getting to know the kids and the funny things they do, like jumping in behind me when I'm getting my interview. The fantastic team that we work with of teachers. It's just really a great experience, and I've enjoyed it and grown a lot myself and learned a lot from it.
Now, what are some of the new techniques that the audience can expect to see in Tarzan?
Well, we're going to have a different type of set this year. Traditionally, we've had a set that's changing quite a bit, and the set is going to be more sedentary this year. But a nice thing you'll be able to see with that is you're going to see a lot more detail in the leaves and in the flora that you see in the play, because we have a chance to be more detailed, because it doesn't have to be moved, so it can be more sedentary.
And now, in the past, you've worked with Mr. Peel and Mr. T, and but there's a couple newer teachers to the program this year. Miss Smythe, have you enjoyed working with her?
Oh, Miss Smythe is awesome. The amount of talent that she has, and the new things that she's brought to the program, it's been fantastic to work with Miss Smythe. I hope I get to work with her again in the future.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. White, and look forward to seeing the final production. So I'm now here with Miss Fletcher, and Miss Fletcher is one of the other directors of the musical theater program. Now, Miss Fletcher, you were away actually from the musical theater program for a short time.
Yeah, I was on mat leave.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
What was your very first musical that you did with the school?
Honk was the first musical.
And have you noticed a big change at all with
the
cast?
Yeah, the first years that we did it, we only had one period for the actors. We didn't have a vocal period, and at that time it was Mr. White and I doing it, and neither one of us really have a vocal background, so doing the singing part was really, really challenging, and we had to rely on our set design teacher at the time, who was Mr. Harland, who has an operatic background, and I would go up and cover his set design class, and he would come down and do some vocals with our class, and that's kind of how we worked it. So it was a lot more. It was harder at that time to get all the vocals and everything as nicely done as we have them now. So it's really nice that we have the two periods and that we have this whole period dedicated to vocals. And then later on, we did get Miss Cresswell helping us But again, we still only had one period, and I can't remember what year it was that we actually got 2 periods, but it sure made a difference in what we could accomplish in terms of harmonization and just all the little details involved with the vocal part of it.
Now, this year with you being part-time cert and working in the music theater department, have you been able to cope with it okay?
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
I love both roles.
Excellent. And about the production, are you? Do you think they'll be ready for it, or?
Absolutely, yeah.
Is there
it
anything?
Always comes together. It's this time of year. We always. It's a stressful time. You know, the couple days before the show starts, and you wonder how it's all going to come together because you still have set design, finishing up the details on them, and you've got the guys, all the technicians working on the sound and the lights and getting them all focused and bringing in all the costumes, and you just wonder how will it ever come together, but it always does.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Miss Fletcher.
You're welcome.
And can't wait to see the show.
Yeah.
Reporting from the J. Clark Richardson Theater, this is Mitchell Daniels. On behalf of the entire Eye on the Storm team, we'd like to thank you for watching this special report. Look forward to seeing you at J. Clark Richardson's 2015 production of Tarzan!